Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome to episode four.
Four sounds right.
Yeah, good.
Or
Um,
yeah, that's four.
Following
Yeah,
suit from last week, I guess I'm just not doing intros anymore. Like, I don't think we did intros last time. I just kind of started, which, like,
yeah.
it's fine. You know, if you're gonna watch the fourth episode, you probably watch the first one. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we have left off in the middle of a situation, as you might call it.
Yeah.
There is our party of Warren the rabbit,
Hello.
Flynn the squirrel, Puddles the turtle, Cass the cat, and
Hi.
Winston the capybara. Hope I didn't forget anybody. That would be embarrassing. There's not that many of us. And, I believe, Flynn, you have just fallen out of a tree, but you're not actually out cold. You've been, you know, brought back to your senses, but you're still kind of just lying there in a daze last we saw you. But you weren't the only thing that fell out of that tree. There was also, Jiraga, the wizard you were trying to find, I guess. If you were trying to find Jiraga. I'm not sure if you were trying to find Jiraga or just trying to deal with the mess that he left you. But he is a rat who seems to be not doing great, honestly. You look at him and his like flesh is all twisted and weird. You can make of that as what you will. But there's also these two mice a little further down the river. And between you and them is this, frankly, Hydra. Let's not mince words about it.
We've gone from the hot springs to the Hydra.
Yes, it is this amalgam of different animals, but its form is very reminiscent of a Hydra with its three prominent heads and necks connecting to a misshapen body with a wing on one side and a big beefy leg on the other.
Boxes checked.
Yep. I had 2 goals for this game. So I'm just gonna say everyone roll initiative. But if anybody has any, like, you know, scenes, not like full scenes, time is ticking. But if you want to, like, jump in and describe something while we're figuring out everyone's, you know, roles and stuff, now's a great time to do it. But otherwise,
Yeah.
roll those initiatives.
So I'm still in the tree, right?
You are in a tree. Cass had climbed this tree after Jiraga and promptly put them to sleep, causing them to fall out of the tree. Jiraga, not Cass. And you succeeded at your dex check to not get knocked out of the tree as they fell on top of you. Or almost fell on top of you.
Yeah.
I see we've got Flynn with a 13 initiative. We've got Cass with a 23, a natural 20. And we've got Warren with another 13. I gotta write these down.
Yeah. Wait
There's
till you use my natural
also,
20.
I guess I did actually forget to mention someone, and that, of course, would be our good friend Aldrin. I just forgot their name. It's Aldrin, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Amazing. Who is a bird that is part of one of the primary reasons that this is all even happening is that you encountered Aldrin, who said that they were trying to track down Jiraga. Or not necessarily track them down, they had scouted the area and were going to return to the council to file a report on what they'd found. And they couldn't pass up this opportunity because this is what the nature of the report was about. So, you were in this situation. This has just happened. The last thing that you saw was the creature itself, this Hydra, breaking free from the entangling spell that Winston had previously cast.
That's not good.
Big, meaty wing at its side, just pulling back and snapping the vines and plants and algae and whatever was involved in that entangle. But he does not have a chance to act immediately. Cass, what do you do?
How far up am I exactly? I'm just fuzzy on that.
I don't recall precisely, but
actually,
higher than like... I believe Jiraga was at 50 when they fell. I think I rolled 50 feet worth of falling for Jiraga. And you were below them, so... You know, whatever the range of your spell is, I guess, basically.
Yeah, I remember at least that, like, when like I made the calculation, like, I would die if I fell.
Yeah, I recall I gave you a bonus to how much you could put to how many hit points worth of sleep you could cast because you made contact with Jiraga. So you're about 50 feet up. It's a big tree.
Big old tree.
It still goes. Trees are very tall
right now.
And there's nothing else up here right now.
Nothing noticeable. Maybe you see some of those like giant fireflies float by, but they're just kind of like, you know. If you recall, they're like, if you were a human, they'd be a pigeon, but you are a cat and they are a firefly. They're very big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess let me just double check some stuff.
You have other magics as well, right? I don't know what other things you know.
Yeah. Oh, I used a spell slot, right? Yeah.
You did use a spell slot. Yeah.
So you are falling then?
No, she can climb. She's just in a tree. She's 50 feet up.
That's okay.
Yeah. She just would have to climb back down, which you can do as well, right? You can dash because
well, I guess like I'll use my movement to get down at least partially because I have my claws. I can do that.
Yeah.
And
I will 20 feet of movement with your claws. It's more limited than a normal walk speed. Even
as I get down, the Hydras probably rear into view, so we'll cast Ray of Frost on it. I think.
How much range does that have?
I think. Well, let's take a look. It is 60 feet.
Great. So before moving, you sort of had looked down as you saw Jiraga fall. Your eyes track down, and then you see the Hydra break free from the restraints. What does your Ray of Frost look like? Because this is a weird one, right? Arcane Tricksters are adept at learning illusory and enchantment-based magic, and this is not one of those. This is something that you really had to work at.
Yeah. I think
the mechanics. I don't know if that's actually relevant.
I think it looks like a snowball, like that. I'm like kind of like it's like it's like a hand trick where like a snowball appears in my hand and it like and it flies like in a ray, I guess.
Does your casting look like anything interesting? Like, do you do anything to cast? I see that you're. I like the like sleight of hand. There's now a thing in my hand that wasn't before, but you still had to like perform your components. Right?
I think there's like you can see like kind of frost in the air around my hand as I do it.
Right, but like, are you saying any words? Do you have to like do math in your head? Like, what's the technical side of it?
Not math.
Gosh, I think it's like you. I think it's for me. I have it like I guess I used to have to like really calculate. Now I have like a kind of rote for like situations like this.
Flashback. I want to see a scene where your partner is teaching you. Did I ever get a name for her? I don't remember. Check my notes. We flash back. Where are you?
Yeah. We are in like a tavern.
Oh, just in a tavern, or like in like a room?
Like people are drinking like in the front, and we're like kind of in the quiet corner in the back. And she's like, "No, you have to. It's you're not getting the hand motions right. You got it's not really about the hand motions. You have to like figure out where the frost is in the air and find it, and then pluck it out. That's what I can describe it.
Cool. So we see
what
you
you're saying.
like sort of doing the same process, but like very sort of slow and deliberate, right? Like moving this down here, your eyes twitching around in your eye sockets, finding like the glimmer of it in your like mind's eye, and you conjure it around into your hand, and then we snap forward to you casting it now, and you just flick your wrist, and it's just there. Cool.
Yeah.
It's an attack roll, right?
Yeah. So sneak attacks don't apply to stuff like this, do it? Or do
It does not. So sneak attacks only applies to a weapon attack, and it has to be ranged or finesse. This is ranged, but it's not a weapon attack.
Okay.
You got a 19, however, and that will hit. So you can click on Ray of Frost there to see the damage, and also you get a bonus effect, which is that they are slowed in their movement. Or is that... No, I'm thinking of a different spell, I think. Let me double check.
So you rolled a 14. Cool. Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, 14 plus 3 plus 2, yeah.
Yeah.
But you need to roll your damage by clicking on Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost, a frigid beam of blue-white light. No, we don't need to care about that. Make a ranged spell attack, takes 1d8. Speed is reduced by 10 feet. Okay, cool. That's a dramatic reduction of speed.
I hit for 5, it looks like.
Okay, I will mark that damage. Great. Everyone down at the bottom. Oh, actually, do you have anything else you want to do in your turn? You have a bonus action and movement still. Do you want to just sort of shuffle down?
Shuffle down. Maybe not all the way down, but like enough that I can like do a jump attack on this, on like someone Raga or
Great.
the Hydra.
You can move up to 40 feet, so you can be anywhere between 10 feet up and higher.
Yeah, I'll be like 10 feet up. I don't think I could go all the way down.
Great. So yeah, I think this is like maybe we were at like 20 feet, I think, that sort of large branch that was important. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of branches on the tree, but, from the sake of what has been defined, that is a relevant landmark. Cool. So everyone down at the bottom.
Actually, I'm curious if, like, people... I guess, like, it's up to reveal this side, but, like, if people see me do that, because, like, because I've been trying to...
Everyone down on the surface sees this, I guess it just looks like a snowball, right? Like, fling down from the tree. Maybe like a massive piece of hail just rain down and just strike from above and strike into the Hydra. It winces back, and frost creeps up over its form. Everyone sees this, and maybe they look up, but... in the moment, they would not notice you immediately. If they continue to look, they will see you come down from the direction it came in. No one saw you cast it, but they do know that you were up the tree. And you can deal with that as you will.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Warren, you were the first to act next.
We're fighting that thing, right? Everybody... oh boy. Mice! Get down! I'm gonna... Get out of there!
The one mouse in sort of the plainer clothes sort of, like, drops to their knees. They have this, like, bag next to them. They sort of, like, pull close to themselves. And the other one, though, is readying an arrow, as you saw previously.
I am going to clutch my reliquary, the rabbit's foot that dangles on a chain around my neck that clutches a little green gem within its petrified little paw. And I'll grab that and I'll let her, come on, Peter. Hope your luck holds, Uncle Peter. And I'll cast Mirror Image on myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Cool. What's that look like?
So I kind of hop up and like duck out of the way of like some falling debris from the tree, like just some like leaves or moss or something.
Yeah.
And I dive into another little, like a little nook between two roots. But then when I pop out, it's like 4 rabbits all looking identical, kind of pop out at very slight different timing, all within about, 5 to 8 feet of each other, but just kind of moving a little differently. So it's as though a whole bunch of rabbits are here, but they are just me.
When you cast, do we hear like your channeling of the magic, like audibly, right? Like it's got verbal components. You're a bard. What's it sound like?
Yeah,
you
would
had that
hear,
like muttering, but I feel like you need some. It's a spell. This isn't just like I hope I don't die, right?
Yeah. No, if anything, it's a series of stories and mutterings and tales, but in multiple different voices, not just my own, although mine's in there. And it's just overlapping, like I've said, then once upon a time, it's and it's
Cool.
It's cacophonous in the
voices
immediate
then
area.
separate into the 4 of you.
Yep.
Nice. That's really good. Cool. That is an action. What else would you like to do on your turn? If anything. And let me know like how you wish to be positioned, because we're not using an actual map, so think about how far away you probably are from everything that's going on.
Well, now that I've cast the spell, I'm gonna jump up from behind the tree, and I guess I'll draw the short. Well, one of me draws the short sword, the other one pulls out a lute, the other one is clutching at this little clawed foot on his chain, and one of them just looks absolutely terrified. That's the real me. And then I go running forward to kind of give the mice some assistance. I don't go, I'd say within about 15 feet of this thing, and off to a slight angle to try to split the Hydra's focus, because that's going to work with all those heads, just to give it a bit more stuff to attack. So hopefully the mice and my friends have a fighting chance.
Cool. Great. Love it. Flynn, you had been pulled back out of harm's way. Your joints had eventually unstiffened as you broke through the spell that had been cast upon you, or as Draga hit the ground and lost concentration one way or the other. Draga is asleep in front of you, and you are on your back catching your breath. Warren, who had been by your side, has just flitted off after casting a spell, presumably, down towards these mice that had just appeared. I don't remember where Aldrin is. I think Aldrin probably drew a sword and started walking forward earlier. That sounds like what Aldrin would have done.
I think Aldrin went off to deal with the Hydra issue.
Yeah, and to make sure that if it did approach, it would have to go through him.
Okay. So Flynn's very dazed and is not quite ready to hop into the middle of a raging battle yet.
Sure.
But he does have a rope in his pack. And there's a potentially evil wizard unconscious in front of him. So I would like to tie up this wizard.
That seems like a great use of your time. I think, if you want to grab your rope out of your pack, go over. They seem to be asleep. Start tying them. I'm just going to say you tie them. I don't want to be like, how well do you tie the knots? Whatever. You can tie it well. Whatever.
I guess,
roll for BS. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was wondering, does to any of us, does he look like he's still breathing, the wizard?
That's a good question. I don't know if you'd be able to tell, Cass, but yes, Flynn, as you go up to tie the hands and feet and I don't know, whatever you would feel like is necessary, do actually tell me what you think is necessary, because they are a wizard. They do appear to still be alive, just unconscious. Asleep, even.
Yeah. So Flynn doesn't know exactly what they're capable of, and he doesn't want to take any chances. So I don't know how long the standard rope is that comes in.
They're like 50
adventures
feet.
back
You're good.
there.
You're good.
But the whole rope gets used.
Okay.
Like the wrists get tied together behind the back, and then I just wrap this rope around the wizard.
Like a
over
mummy.
and over
Classic
and over.
cartoon tie-em-ups. Got it.
Oh yeah, like tied to the train tracks, kind of tied them up. They're basically wrapped in a carpet at this point, a carpet made of rope. And then the other end of the rope ties their feet together. And then I'm gonna kind of like, I don't know if I'll have much time to get them far, but I want to just kind of drag them behind the tree, like out of any line of fire or anything.
Honestly, probably all of that, if I'm being like realistic with the time, would take more than a turn because of how intensive you're doing. But yeah,
I'm okay with that if we want to just say that my next turn goes towards this whole action sequence as well.
Yeah, we'll see if things might change by the time your next turn comes around. But yeah, you start on that process. You are going to get at least the hands and feet tied probably in this action, and then you can full body bind as necessary next turn.
Sounds good.
Seems excellent. All right, puddles. A lot has happened very quickly. You are at the base of this tree. I think you might have actually ducked behind it last time we saw to get out of a little bit of cover. You saw Jiraga fall. You saw Flynn get up. And you've seen these two new characters appear at that from under that boat you previously lit on fire. What would you like to do?
Yeah. What?
What would you like to do?
Oh. It seems like this thing. We just need to take this thing down. So I want to stay well out of its reach. That especially of that acid breath that hit me last time.
Yes.
I can't handle having that happen to me again. Is it not? It's. Yeah, I can't think of anything clever to do. I'll just keep up with the firebolts, I suppose.
Okay. That will hit. How much damage do you have? 10. Wow, that's max damage.
10 fire damage.
All right. Very good. Fire blasts into it, and it, I guess, hits some sensitive spot. I think you even see, like, as the firebolt like hits and like sort of almost like penetrates through this like gelatinous film of a skin, it starts to like bubble and boil underneath. Even though it is much more put together than the previous creatures you've seen, it is still a wet amalgam creature. Very good. Anything else?
Still doesn't seem to like fire very much.
Still does not seem to like fire very much.
It's still on fire, right? From before?
Thank you. And I believe last time we did it on your turn. So I'm going to keep with that instead of doing it on its turn, just to be consistent.
Sounds good.
So it's taking another d10 damage. This time it's only a 2. But yes, the fire continues to burn. Thank you for reminding me. I would have forgotten. Crackling. You can start to smell the... I always go to burning hair smell because that smell is so bad, but I feel like that's probably not appropriate here. But, you know, some burning rubber kind of a smell starts coming off this thing as their skin crackles and bubbles in the burning oil they had been covered with. At this moment, I think we see the mouse we saw previously that had been readying the arrow lets loose a shot. Let's see, where's my flat roll? There it is. Badoop. You get a 14 plus any modifiers. Their shot hits into it doesn't hit into it. Like you see the arrow flying true, but like glance off of the thick rubbery hide of this thing. The mouse who had fired the arrow, just stoic faced, stops, draws another arrow, turns, says something to the other mouse, and then looks back and readies their arrow again. I'm gonna say, Warren, you probably hear what they say, and they just say something like, "You have to head back. This is too much. I'll meet you when I can." The other one is still on the ground, eyes twitching, nose twitching, ears twitching, doesn't know what to do. It's not taking an action right now.
Any chance I could free action bop them on the head?
I don't know if you've gone that
Get
far.
them moving?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I like that.
Sure.
I think that's fun. I think that they
reach
do
over
look
and
at
bop.
you, like they see you and they're like, okay, because you had said something previously, and
Yeah. I ran
you
out.
give them a
all
little
four of
like
me ran out there.
blap. They squeak, and they jump backwards. A couple bottles roll out of the bag they were holding, and they clutch it to their chest, and they run off, and start to push the boat they were previously in, like into the river proper, and start to get into it. Okay, you got them moving. Also, there's a couple bottles at your feet.
All right.
Winston, you have seen the entangling spell that you had previously cast be broken and torn apart. Technically, it's still providing like difficult terrain, so if this thing wanted to move, it would be slow. On top of the cold frost slow effects that have been done by Cass, which I'm just going to ignore how that might interact with burning, because that's not important right now.
Our galactic problems.
Yeah.
Ice fire.
Yeah. The thing is that the burning oil is not like magic, so I can't have like a cool magical explosion happen based on magic interaction. That's always fun. Need more of that in modern D&D. You see Aldrin walking forward, getting ready. I think you see their like wings like get ready to sort of take flight so that they can maybe attack from above. But they have not left the ground yet. Winston, what would you like to do?
I would like to run up to them, and could I summon Ice Knife and throw it at the enemy?
Sure, you probably have the spell slots for Ice Knife. Yeah, that one is really designed for a sort of like crowd because it hits and then explodes, but you can use it. It's fine.
Ooh, okay.
I believe
Cast
they
at what
take
level?
both
Do I
the
put level
damage.
3?
They hit, they take the damage, and then they explode, and they take another hit of damage. Yeah, perfect. Create a shard of ice, fling it at a target within range, which is 60 feet. Make a ranged spell attack, so try and hit. You roll a d20, add your proficiency bonus and your wisdom modifier. If it hits, it takes d10 damage. Even if it misses, it explodes, and they have to make a save. So I'll make that save. You get the attack ready.
Nice.
So
What do I roll under skills?
you can just if you do you have any attacks in your attack section? Ooh!
Oh, that is high.
I got double 20s.
Heck yeah.
It's irrelevant,
Whoa.
but it's funny. Yeah, great. It just means that they don't take the bonus damage. They will take the d10 if you hit, though.
Sorry. Which one do I roll again? Is it under saving throws?
It should be under attacks. Your saving throw, I think, should be the same if you have wisdom saving throw. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, right? We get so used to doing, like, what the actual button on the sheet does the thing, when it's like, all you really need to do is roll a d20 and then add the right modifiers. So, 5 to your modifier, is that right? That seems interesting. Let me double check that for you. Winston, you have proficiency in wisdom, so it's 5. Oh, I see. It knows what your proficiency bonuses, so it just added 5 instead of adding proficiency plus. That makes sense. Sorry, I said that wrong. Save and throw bonus. Great. Yeah, so let me actually double check what that was. That was a 13. I don't think it has any disadvantage or anything. I don't think you're getting advantage on this attack. So the ice knife flies. Describe to me how you summon the ice knife and throw it.
I think I just like stomp the ground as usual, and then shards of like ice kind of just like
Jut out.
speckle up,
Yeah.
and then become the thing, and then I just like kind of like push the air, and then it launches it.
Very cool. I'm picturing very, like, Earthbender.
Yeah.
But right
Very
now, but
Avatar.
it's ice. And you just manipulate it in the air telekinetically. It flies past, and I'm not going to do that. That's rude. It glances off the side, flicks away. I think maybe the wing as it flies up like hits it, and it spirals off and explodes in the air, like beside, not actually hitting the creature or anyone else for that matter. So it's not like your allies are going to get hit by this. So that's nice. Unfortunately, no damage even with your leveled spell.
Ooh.
Is there anything else you would like to do? Because damage and fighting is not the only things that matter.
I kind of feel like Winston would want to go check back on Flynn, because last we left off, Winston was kind of guarding Flynn.
Great, yeah. I mean, you look over, you see Flynn is tying up Jiraga.
And I called out, "You need any help there, little friend?"
No, I got it. You just keep that thing distracted.
Aye, sounds good.
At that moment, that thing looks around and tries to assess if they can reach anyone. It's on fire. It has been attacked from all sides. It is quite wounded. You see, it already was this sort of liquidy mass, so you don't really notice
I stick my tongue out at it.
wounds pouring off of it or anything, but it does seem quite injured. Okay, it can... Yeah, okay, that's what happens. Great. It looks over at you, Flynn, seeing you tying up Jiraga. No. I guess it sees that, but it's not taking an interest. If Jiraga woke up, maybe that would be different, but with Jiraga asleep, I don't think that it's paying them much mind. It looks back at the boat that is being pushed into the river. Warren, you are trying to... Make me a roll, Warren. I want you to... Just like a flat charisma.
Just add 4 to whatever I roll. Although, I'll give you a heads
You
up.
can take your jack of
Roll
all
20's
trades.
been slow.
You can take your jack of all trades.
Oh,
on
okay,
this.
cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be, I think...
5.
Hold on, I'll double check.
It's half your proficiency.
Yeah.
So it's just +1 on top of whatever your charisma would otherwise be.
Come on, roll 20. I've pushed the button, and now we wait. And whatever comes up, we add 5. Come on! Big money, big money. Now that I've said that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm sticking my tongue out. 9 plus 5 is 14.
Okay. You know what? I think you're able to grasp its attention. It looks at the boat getting pushed into the water and the little mouse scrambling to get up over the edge and pull the bag in. But you have drawn its attention, Warren, and it will attempt to make its way towards you. How far away did you say you were?
Oh, good, it likes me.
How far away did you say you were?
I was about 15 feet away.
Cool.
15.
It starts to move through the water and feel its body unable to respond well. The weeds in the water from the entangle spell getting in the way. It cries into the sky, and then that wing pulls down, and with only one wing, it pulls itself into the air. It is a fumbling, uncomfortable flight, but it manages to crash into you, Warren.
All right.
And each head strikes at you in turn.
All of you. Great.
Let's make some rolls.
At least there's 4 of me.
Wow, those are awful rolls. It is not having the time. Holy crap.
My armor class is 14, and that's a 3, an 8, and 9.
These are
Wow.
before modifier. So
Okay.
the first sort of crocodilian head tries to bite at you and probably bites into some leathery hide but doesn't penetrate. You feel it just its bodily has basically fallen on you as it tried to fly and kind of failed but did make it to you. So you have this weight on you, and this jaw just clamped around, let's say, your arm, okay? You're
Okay.
sure that you could pull your hand out of your glove or something, and have full freedom of movement. So you're not being restrained or anything, but it's on you. It's still holding the gloved hand in its mouth. The next head, the avian beak, bites down into you, and the beak penetrates past your body armor, and it heals it back. I'm going to do, how much damage is this?
Now, I have mirror image up, so we now get to roll to see if it got me or the image.
I'm sorry. Yes, please. So this is weird because
might...
I'm describing it all happening to one of you, but because it's big, right? This is a large creature, and your mirror images, I believe, still take up only one space, right? Yeah, okay. Although I like that's even better. So it crashes into basically all of you, but one bites into. Do you make the test even on a miss?
Not on a miss. If it hits, then I roll the test.
Mirror image has a different health AC than you do, so it rolls to hit, and then if it hits the correct one of you, it's against your AC, and if it's against not the right one of you, it has 10 AC instead.
It says each time it targets you with an attack, roll a d20 to determine whether it attacks one of the duplicates or not. Oh, so every time it attacks when it targets you. If you have 3 duplicates, you have to roll a 6 or higher to change the attack to a duplicate.
Yeah, and so your duplicate's AC are 10 plus your dex. Cool. Okay, great. So what would 10 plus your dex be? Probably pretty high, I imagine.
Yeah, so 13 is my...
Great. Okay, so the first one...
Without armor.
Let's see if the first one hits you or a duplicate. It was D10?
I rolled an 18.
Oh, you roll?
D20, and it has to roll over a 6. So the first one, it hit a duplicate instead of me.
Great,
which means that duplicate
disappeared. It did not hit, though, because it's...
Oh, okay.
Your AC is still high enough, even without armor.
It's still 13.
So it's wrestling with a duplicate. I guess that technically the duplicate dodges out of the way. That's the flavor of duplicates, right? They don't have mass, but they can flit out of the way. And so I think it bites in and it thinks it hits something, and it's just nothing's in its mouth. It just snaps shut, and the one of you is just not where it was previously. It's bounced up away from it. Maybe it even jumps up because you got your whole acrobatic rabbit aesthetic.
Oh yeah, 100%. Very leapy.
Make another roll. Let's see if the second one hits you or a duplicate.
Well, the first one would have missed, so it just full on missed. The 8 probably would hit with the modifier, right?
Well, let's just see if they. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the 8 is going to hit.
Well, the first one, if it was a legit miss, it would be. I don't bother rolling. It just missed all 4 of me.
No, you still roll.
Oh, okay.
Right, because we want to see whether or not, because they have a different AC than you have. Sorry, we're getting into the weeds here. But yes, the first, the crocodilian head bites at a duplicate and does not hit the duplicate. The avian head bites at, and I need to roll to find out who is hitting.
I'm waiting for it to roll because
I can just roll
hits
these.
me.
I was going to, but since you rolled the first d20, I thought we'd keep with it.
I'm trying. Come on, nudge.
Okay, a 7.
There's the second one. Rolled a 7.
and it needs to be over.
And if I still have all my duplicates, it's 6 or higher. Hits
really
hits a duplicate, but then the duplicate disappears, and then I'm down to 2.
So the avian beak pierces into one of them. The duplicate disappears. What's it look like when they disappear?
I think it just goes pop in a overemphasized kind of puff of rabbit fur that then just rains down to the ground, but then disappears ethereally as it gets to the ground.
Very cool. Yeah, so that beak digs into the one, it disappears, and then the last head, the sort of like deer-like one, tries to gore one with its antlers. And
I need 10, an 8 or higher.
You got your 8 or higher. The 9 plus modifier is enough to hit the duplicate. The antlers knocking it into pop, as you said, and fluttering to the ground.
It gets a mouthful of cotton. That'll be my component. I have to have some cotton balls that are like cotton tails.
Excellent. And it. I mean that's it, right? It just fully. It's still sort of like bodily on you because all of you kind of take up one space, but it's not impeding your movement. It's just flavor, and basically, I think you kind of got like bodied by it, but the heads hit the other ones of you, right? Because you're kind of actually a little bit below it, outside of its like notice. Immediately.
Oh yeah, definitely hiding.
Great. That's it. I guess back to the top. That would be Cass. You have climbed down and probably missed a lot of that because you're not looking forward while you climb. You're not a squirrel. That's what squirrels do.
Yeah.
That's the squirrel thing. I don't know how a cloud would climb straight down. I guess they wouldn't, is the thing. That's why cats get stuck in trees. Oh well.
Not me.
I get advantage on climbing, but not climbing down.
Yeah, that's right. You can climb up with a climb speed of 20 and down with a climb speed of 5.
Wow.
Can you make that a thing?
No, but I could make my own like homebrew race later after this game's over. Great. Anyway, Cass.
Just don't give them a down climb speed at all.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, it's funny because if they had no down climb speed, they would have 15 because it's half of your movement because it's just difficult terrain to climb. That's the way it's coded.
Yeah.
But if you gave them a down climb speed of 5, I think that would actually slow them, which is great.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Climbing is difficult terrain if you don't have a speed.
Don't you have to make a athletics check?
Depending on the terrain. Like, if you tried to climb a sheer rock wall, then you'd have to make a check or just fail. But if you want to climb like a tree, yeah, you can do that. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna look around. And does the Hydra look pretty taken care of? No, because it's like right on the front
look taken care of. It looks very injured, but it is mass. Like I feel like I might be underselling how large this is. Right? It is very, very big. Its body is already quite large, and then each of its stalks is kind of like its own person in a weird way, right? Like it is a large thing. So even though it's taken a beating, well, it'd have to take that beating again, and it's already been quite a beating. It's not like on its last legs. It's just taken a lot of damage.
Okay. Do you think I can do a cool jumping attack from where I am onto it?
I think you definitely could, but it's on fire, and I am going to penalize you for that.
Okay, so yeah, I don't want to be on fire.
I'm going to allow it to take fire damage every turn, but the downside of that is that it is on fire, and if you land on it, you'll be stepping in fire, right?
Oh yeah, this doesn't do what I thought this. Yeah.
Okay. Ain't that always the way with spells? Be playful with it. I'm happy to lean into the flavor of a spell as necessary. We've done that a lot this campaign.
Yeah. No, I was like, so the spell I was looking at is minor illusion, but like which I guess, but yeah, like I mean, decision not to take sound damage, which I was thinking of doing, so, but no, I think this is a
Minor
consequence
illusion
of
is
that.
great. It's just it's a static image, whatever.
Yeah.
Or sound. It can be sounds too, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, could I? I guess I could like make a like try and like make a sound. So you have to turn around and go into the other trees.
If you think that it is curious enough that it will follow a sound in the trees, you could try that. But you have no way of compelling it to investigate the sound in the trees.
Yeah, I don't think it's curious enough. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Do you have a bow?
I do not have a bow. No.
Okay, that's surprising. I guess you had the option and you chose extra swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. More swords.
Say, you got spells.
That's true. Yeah, I do have spells.
I don't know how many
I
spells
guess
you get as an arcane trickster. You might not have that many slots left. Anyway,
I mean, very possible a cantrip, I believe. Like,
you have cantrips as a arcane trickster. Dang.
yeah, Mage has a cantrip.
Well, Mage Hand is, but that's not a damage spell. That's a special one. That's not like you didn't.
I mean, unless we felt the sheet wrong, it seemed to have cantrips.
Oh yeah, I guess it must have because like minor illusion is one. Whatever. Yeah, go for it.
All right, yeah, sure. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess like Cass is kind of wanted to keep it down, but also this is like kind of just for times, and I don't think anyone's really paying attention. So yeah, up in the tree, I'm going to try. Vaguely try not be seen as I throw another snowball at this thing.
Cool. Make an attack roll.
Yeah. I'll see what I guess. 13. Oof.
You flick your wrist, have another crystalline orb in your hand, pelt it down at the creature. This time, the magic is not strong enough, and it melts before it hits.
And she was like, damn it, trying. If I had it down. Yeah.
Did not hold its form and fell apart. It like connects, right? But it's just like slush by then, and then like.
Oh, it's
away.
not packing snow.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna. I'm gonna temporarily ignore it and head down to. What's his name? Radigar?
Jiraga?
Jiraga, yeah. I don't know where I got that from.
It's a good name. He's a rat.
It is a good name. Yeah, it's a bit on the nose. Yeah, Jiraga. I'm gonna go down to like Jiraga and see what's and I think she really wants to check if he's alive.
Oh yeah, where did you kill him?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you fling the ice ball. Anyone who glances in that direction would see the casting, but the casting was very fast, right? It's just a flick of the wrist. There it is, thrown. Easily could be missed if you weren't trying to look for it. So you could make up your own minds as characters, and then scurries down the rest of the tree and is in a blink next to you, Flynn.
Yeah.
Flynn, you are working the ropes to tie up Draga. And Cass approaches you. What would you do?
What do I do? I'm pretty focused. I think I just kind of like look over quickly just to kind of cursory glance, check and see who it is that's approaching, and I see it's Cass, and I'm just like, oh, good, Cass. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. This thing seems really tough. I don't know. I'm wondering if we should kind of run.
could be tricky. I saw that thing try and take flight. Did it succeed, Darcy? Is it flying?
It lifted itself up off the ground and basically, like, made it a good, I don't know, 10, 15 feet before falling back to the ground. But then again, it was trying to attack Warren. It could easily... It's hard to say whether or not it could maintain flight if it wanted to or not.
Right. Okay.
And I think that conversation is all you have. So, just because of the time of combat being fast, Flynn, in that time, you're just continuing to tie rope?
Yes.
Great. Do you, and I wasn't going to intentionally ask this before because I feel like it's a bit leading, but I don't want to, like, gotcha you either. Do you do anything to, do you gag them in some way or prevent them from speaking? Tying up the entire body is still a little bit ambiguous as to what they can and cannot do.
Right.
They do have a snout as a rat. You could literally go around that thing.
Yeah, Interesting question. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. One, Flynn's not super familiar with wizards, and so I'm not sure that the spoken part of magic would have occurred to him.
Okay.
Well,
And two, it wasn't in my original envisioning.
Okay.
So it feels a little...
could I suggest that you do that?
Oh yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. I might say that. Oh, get the mouth. Trust me.
Right, sure, okay. And then I think probably I don't have the rope left to do this because I was thinking of like tying up the feet with the other end of the rope. But maybe I I don't know, pull a something out of somewhere, a little strip of cloth or something. Or maybe my belt, something like that.
Yeah.
As the gag?
Yes.
Sure. You probably have enough rope to do it. Like you get a lot of rope as a standard.
Yeah.
The adventurer's pack.
All right.
Yeah, 50 feet of rope is a lot of rope, I imagine.
Yeah, and I imagine this is thick, old-timey rope. In my head, it's like a thick rope whenever I think of rope. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was kind of a thin rope, but that's how I picture it. So
I picture it as a good solid coil.
yeah. So I think you can get them all taut and
I just love the idea of a rat rope sausage.
Can't really even bend their knees very well, and they got their snout all either in the mouth gagged or actually around the snout, however you envision. But I think that's actually is going to take your whole turn. Just it takes a long time to tie someone up. It's not a quick thing.
Yep.
Great. Warren, you have a problem.
Yeah.
This thing is on you. It is snapping at you. You feel, and pardon my language, you feel damn lucky that you have not, that only one
I
of
always
your
feel damn lucky.
Images disappeared. You can tell that as it sort of fell out of the sky on you, it was not the most balanced, and if it had its feet planted on the ground, like it does now, it's probably not going to miss again.
All right. Let's see. I will.
Also, you only have one. You only have one mirror left, right? It hit both the other two. It did.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.
So
it's just I look over. Well, the me's look at each other, and one of them shrugs, and the other one's like, ah. And then
I don't know what to do. You're in charge.
I thought you were in charge. Never mind. We'll debate this over a pint. Later. So I will. There's the little the little mouse is not within, like, within 20 feet of the creature, is there any of my friends or allies?
It's a great question. Present that to the room. How close do you think you all are?
Can I say I'm 21 feet away?
Well, more like 10 feet, within 10 feet of it with a radius out of it. I'm just wondering what I will hit with a particular spell that I have in mind.
Cool. Yeah.
Flynn's not.
So, two things. One, it is basically on you. You effectively are in the same square of combat. Okay?
Nice.
Two, you were in striking distance of the one mouse that ran off and got in the boat, which means you're probably pretty close to the other mouse. So they're like within the next square of you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
I imagine
I'm
that
gonna
Puddles
try.
is quite outside of distance, and yeah, I
All right,
think
so I'm
probably
gonna-
the positioning was about
Yeah.
15, and then they moved over to get you, which had them go back a little bit. So yeah, I think everyone's
Right.
probably 20 or more feet away. Yes,
Okay, so what I'm going to
except
do
for your new
is
friend here that you have
I'm-
not been.
I'm going to
introduced
kind of pull out. It looks like I pull the crystal out of the little clutched rabbit paw, but it's really just taking a little ball of energy that kind of pools in my paw, of a similar green, but it's also got flicks of blue and yellow, and it just begins to grow in my left paw. And I look up at all the heads, and I hold this thing. I'm like, here, boy, fetch. And I throw this ball of light energy that kind of jets past it
Mhm.
and goes off just behind it so that the 20-foot radius won't hit me or the mouse or any of my friends.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Interesting. Okay, I thought maybe you were
So it
going to
just
do
goes-
something to make it like run off, but I guess not. Okay.
Nope.
I think it just
I have another
straight up
plan about
does
that.
not look at all. It's just like it's dead set on you. You have invoked its rage.
That's fine. So it is a 20-foot cube. It needs to do a dexterity saving throw. Now, if it doesn't give a damn, I don't know if it's trying to get out of the way. I'm just saying
think
that
that's
might make
pretty
a...
fair. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, you described it as
I'm gonna
not being
roll
interested.
and
So
then
DC 7,
figure it out.
DC 14.
I'm gonna roll and then decide after how I feel. The dice
And it's
say
dex.
that it did not care and did not get out of the way.
Nice. All right. So, and I don't think I was in the radius, right?
No, you're fine.
Okay. And any objects that are back there or invisible things would maybe have to roll. But anyway, so that was my action.
Ah,
And for my
You
bonus
found it.
action,
You found my invisible creature waiting on the other side of the river. Oh, now I want to
It's
do
the
that. I'm not
invisible
going to. That
frog.
wasn't something, but that would be fun.
It's
like-
the invisible frog that
Yeah.
catalogs all of our stories.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'm going to do is
Thank you, little frog.
as a bonus action. Well, here, I'll type it in. I'm gonna do a rabbit hop, so I can jump 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. This is part of my racial feats.
Yeah. Spring up.
And I spring straight back, like not straight back, but like up and back on an arc, 10 feet back.
You pull your
myself
feet
and
back
my-
and put it on like the chest that's like right above you, and just kick off and fling backwards.
Exactly.
And of course, like
And
both
so
of you
now-
do that, I guess, because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
mirror image. Yeah.
Yeah, and we go in slightly different directions for a second, and then
snap together,
run back together again.
Very
And then
good.
I pop up on my feet when I land, and I'm like, anyone else got any bright ideas? And if I've got some movement left, I'm going to go take some cover behind a tree somewhere and switch to my crossbow.
Cool. Yeah,
And
it,
that's
it
my
still
turn.
has eyes for you, but you have jettisoned away. Puddles. You witness this, and as your turn begins, I will roll damage for the fire burning on its back still. Another 5.
Excellent.
You know, my Nana said I always had a talent for making people angry. I guess this is what she means.
really is a talent, you know?
If
Useful.
this is something that I can tell,
Sure.
has this monster used any reactions yet?
You cannot tell such a thing.
We haven't seen it act outside of its
Sorry,
own
that's what I
turn.
mean. What I mean is that you have not witnessed it use a reaction. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Puddles is just kind of sad. This is a bad scene. He doesn't know why any of this is happening. He's a big meanie. And we're having to be mean to it because it's not being very nice.
Be mean to it. I yell.
It was mean to us first.
Yeah.
Was it? I'm trying to remember now. Huh.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, it did try to bite me in all the places. And they
Once
are
in
my
every
favorite
place.
places. It's part of me.
That would be a fun thing to do, actually, with mirror image. Like, as like a home rule, is just being like, it's gonna try and hit the same one 3 times, and I get one chance to see if I hit correctly or not.
It's gotta be one.
But if I'm wrong, it hits the same spot, and nothing happens.
So I have a. So yeah, as you said before, it's not flying. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a Hydra,
Yes.
could I use Twin Spell to hit it twice?
Sure, I'm into it. That sounds fun.
Sweet.
It takes up more than one space, space in combat.
I have accomplished a thing. All right, I'm firing up. I'm twinning my firebolt and
you're rolling with advantage.
trying to hit two heads at once with advantage.
Yes.
So is that bardic inspiration?
I forgot
Fairy
to
fire.
describe, right? We said you threw the fairy fire, and I was just like, great, yeah, you cast fairy fire. Moving on. But yes, the light sort of explodes from that point. And what color is your fairy fire?
It's this shifting green and blue
Right,
and yellow and red, and it's like fire burning on it,
Yeah.
but in this kind of really trippy.
It's a little bit
sticky
hard to
kind of
make
way.
out from the real fire burning on it, but you do find it is easier to like. It's almost like it's literally magical, right? It's not just that it is easier to see the creature, but like your magic is locking onto it. You know what I mean? Like it is a arcanely sticky.
Light 'em up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what does it look like when you twin cast? This is meta magic. This is a very special, fancy thing that is hard to learn and only some people can do.
It is. Turns out that only some magic users have realized that when you cast spells with your nose, you can use both nostrils.
Most don't cast with their nose. That's fair. I can't argue with that. I was gonna be like, come on, Chris. But no, you're right. Like, fair enough.
The nose knows.
So you just sort of lean back and aim and then snort out 2 firebolts, huh?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a turtle. My nostrils are kind of forward facing.
That's
rather convenient.
Yeah. Your 8 sort of disappears into the fire on its back, and it doesn't seem to have noticed. If any, nothing happened. But the 15 will strike true and break in past the skin and start to bubble underneath the surface. I'll take that 8 damage that you've rolled, and that will put us down.
Excellent.
Very cool. Very, very cool. For all intents and purposes, it should turn and look at you. But it is... Well, we'll get to that when its turn comes around. I think it is basically its turn, but I'm going to first say... Anyone who sees the little boat that is in the river. It's been kicked off from the edge, or has been grabbed and has started to be pushed along the bottom of the river. Honestly, it's not out to like sea, so it just needs a little push. that mouse starts heading off. They're like looking back though, and they're just like big eyes pleading at the other mouse. The other mouse has found themselves right up next to this thing and drops their bow and pulls out 2 daggers and just like guts into its side. Let's make some rolls. That's 1. That's 2. First one's a nat 20. And they
Second one's the 18.
And they have advantage. Thank you. I really do forget that all the time, so I appreciate it.
It's okay, that's why I'm here.
First one lances right in and starts to like peel upwards. It is a gross wound that is just like starts pouring out this like, not like gushing because it's not like thin liquid, it's like a thick like molasses that starts to pour from its side. And the second one gets in next to it and just starts to like tear this like gash up further along the side of the thing. The mouse is staring daggers at this creature and just stoically continuing to cut. I need to roll some damage. $10 followed by only 1. All right. Very good. Cutting into it. Unless you want to do something, Warren, or anyone else in the area, you have the opportunity. You've all been around. The creature turns and looks at this mouse.
Or is the creature from
What kind of thing do we have the opportunity to do?
Become its target instead. I mentioned to did I say Winston? I meant to say Warren. Warren previously had drawn its attention so that it didn't kill the mice. So you have the opportunity again before I just unload on this thing and kill it. Let's not mince words about this. I'm gonna kill this mouse.
I still have a reaction queued up,
Okay.
so I'm going to be holding a reaction, ready to loose it, though.
All right. It attacks. The 3 heads bear down on the mouse. We're going to make 3 rolls. 1, 2, 3. It does not have
All right, on that
advantage.
first one, I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs as a reaction, if you allow that spell.
We talked
we've
about
never
it before.
actually got
I'm
the
fine
button.
with it. I think it just generally shouldn't be allowed, but also I'm being very loose with the magic in this game anyway, so go for it. Have fun, but you got to describe it to me.
Absolutely. So I just, myself and my duplicate, just look at this thing and then scream. And like,
Of course they do.
I don't know if bunnies can scream, but this bunny can scream.
Well,
But it's
bunnies
like-
make some noise.
Well, that's the thing. And it's just like, it's hair raising. No,
I like
really?
it.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it.
Ugh.
Get out.
Passive approval.
It causes it to have a disadvantage on its attack.
momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. What?
And then I'll give
The triggering
I'll
creature
give the
must re-roll the
encouragement
d20.
to-
Got it. Use the lower roll. Okay. You
Yeah,
can then
just on
use a
that first
different
one.
creature. And they have
and I'll
advantage.
give a different creature. Yeah, it's. I mean, even if it was just disadvantage on the first one, I'd accept that. But if I
Do
can
I
give
have to
advantage,
make a
I will
save,
give
or
it
does it just
to
happen?
Alden or whatever the bird
Aldrin?
on our side, the sword. Yeah,
I did not describe them attacking, did I? Oops.
They have done nothing so far.
I forgot their turn last round.
They did draw their sword. They're very slowly drawing their sword.
They
It's
took
a
flight.
long
They were gonna
sword.
then attack from above.
Are they going Saiyan? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
Slowly drawing.
You
their
know
sword?
when the quiet kid in the corner finally does something, it's going to be good.
it's true.
All right.
So I will give him advantage on his next thingy.
Okay. I'll give him like a solar beam because he took an extra turn charging up.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Great. Okay, so this just happens though. There's no save.
I think it just happens.
It's
It's
kind 14.
It might still hit. I don't know.
Right. I guess that's
With
that's
the other attacks.
That's the thing. It doesn't stop the attack. It just gets a reroll. Okay. Yeah. No save. I don't
so
see
15.
it. All right. Well, I'm gonna
15
roll.
might hit.
Good job. It misses the second one. So the crocodilian head comes down. You scream, and it just like rears back, and or it doesn't even rear back.
Oh,
it
and
just,
I'm shaking my little
it doesn't
bunny
actually
tail
rear
at
back.
it
It
like
just
a
like
distraction.
slams down into the ground next to the mouse, who again he's just kind of like standing there like deer in headlights, bunny in headlights. That's what they say in Britain anyway. Haha, it works. Wait a minute, it's a mouse. Whatever.
Mouse in headlights.
Yeah,
I'm the
exactly.
bunny.
You're the bunny. Not even
Oh,
really though,
thanks.
because they're
You're
like.
the bunny.
Anyway, it just crashes down to the side because it like. The description of the spell is that it doesn't like stop them from attacking it. It just like makes them like uncertain and they just kind of like waver or something.
Yeah, there's like, what?
So I think it just
What is
like
that rabbit doing?
it just like
I'm shaking my little cottontail
gets
at it.
offset slightly and hits next to them instead. The second head, the beacon one, lashes into it and just like pins it to the ground. Pins them to the ground, I should say. And we're gonna roll some damage for this attack, which is okay. That's how much it is. I will roll that much damage. That is 11 piercing damage, just stabbing them into the ground. And the last head, the elk or deer, gores them with its horns for... Yep, that one did hit as well. How much is the gore? That's a lot. 12 more damage, plus modifier. Sorry, 16 more damage. I just realized I have GM rolling on, so you didn't see those rolls. Apologies, that's why you didn't see them, if you were wondering.
It's okay.
Yeah. So, a total of 27 damage beats down into this mouse. They are
Gosh.
smashed into the ground. An arm is pulled off by the avian beak, and there is like a hole straight through one of their legs from the gore of the antlers, and they are flat on their back.
Holy.
I am really glad it did not hit me.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, mouse.
Yeah, I don't know what more we're supposed to do for these little critters.
Anyone who looks sees the mouse in the boat, like just closing their eyes tight. I guess you can't make out tears from the distance that they're at, and they just push on. There's nothing they can do. They keep pushing themselves down the river. Winston, how do you react to this? It is your turn.
Oh God. I feel like Winston wants to almost just run straight up into the Hydra and just body slam it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. I love it.
Would I have to roll something for it?
You would. Now, proper normal rules of the game would tell you to like roll basically a flat attack, non-proficient, and you do 1 damage. It's stupid. But hey, you're a cool capybara druid who has Constitution as one of their highest stats, and you want to body slam someone? Who am I to say no? I think you should roll Constitution plus proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
And proficiency bonus would be an additional 2, putting you at 13, I believe. You rush forward, maybe even like headbutt in part of your body slam. I feel like you got a nice big flat head for that. And you just like slam into the side of this thing. It is soft and bulbous. As you smack into it, you feel yourself kind of just sink into it. and you feel like this is not responding well, but as you feel like outward, as your senses open up to your surroundings, as you do as a druid, you feel like you actually could channel your normal druidic powers into it and blast it right now. If you wish to cast a spell, I'm giving you the opportunity that you otherwise would not have.
Well, I want to cast Thunderclap.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nice.
Wait. Sorry. I want you to do that. I do want you to do that. But as you threw your body towards this creature, you were guided by the fairy fire oscillating around it. And
Oh yeah,
you
forgot about that.
strike through, you slam into it, and you still have the opportunity to deliver your thunderclap, but I also want you to do, I don't know, let's say another D8 damage just on top. But please, cast your thunderclap as well.
Okay.
Is this the like thunder wave leveled attack, or is this the?
It's the one
thunderclap.
that's...
This is the cantrip. Cool. Create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage. Sweet.
But the range
Nice.
is 5 feet, so
yeah,
it's pretty
it's
small.
just you. It's just gonna hit them.
Just for flavor, my guys, both of me start singing na 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 na.
Great.
Those who know know.
Boost of morale should give me more power.
So I'm making a saving throw. Saving throw is a 17. I'm going to give him a disadvantage on that saving throw because of this sort of direct contact body slam combo attack that you're doing here. So it is going to take the full D6, and then I want you to also do another D8 plus con if you want to. Your con is 3. I'll just roll both of these if that's easier for you. Oh, you got it. Yeah, D8, and then it's taking D6 from this attack. So that is an additional 8 damage there. That's boring. Let's double that to 16 because it was dramatic. That's how we roll here. 16 damage going at them. I need to say that goes down to 14, and then that goes down to 4, and then that goes down to 4. 2, 3. Beautiful. Cool. It just quakes as you do this, and in that instance of the thunderclap, just cracking out, Aldrin, who had been flying up, turns and nosedives down at this, holding their rapier. As they fall, you can see, if you look, them muttering something. I don't know how you see them muttering something, but you do. And a light starts to glow around them as they descend. Some magic that they must have been taught by the council at one time. What do they get from you, Warren? They get advantage on this?
Yep. They get advantage, but actually I'm realizing now they already had advantage because of fairy fire. But hey, whatever.
Cool, let's stack it. I mean, we're not going to stack it. Stacking advantage can cause
No.
problems because of other things, but we will modify some stuff. I'll give them like a flat. I'll incorporate it. I'll keep it in mind as I roll. Holy crap! Yeah, you know what? Let's stack it. Let's give them another roll. That is.
The 3 and the 6 said no.
Let's give you one more. Let's give you one more for that. I'm just gonna roll flat d20.
Sometimes the dice just say no.
No.
Just saying.
I'm gonna say this is a thing. Crack down into it from the other side. Winston, as you had crashed into it and the thunderclap broke out, you then can sort of hear the whistling of the winds as Aldrin descends and lands pretty near you as it crashes into the back of this thing. And I'm going to roll. I think that is appropriate. That's a high roll. Wow. 15 damage from the other side cracks into its back.
Yes, tag team.
Tag team is right. You lock eyes with Aldrin and you feel the beloved friend's story once more ringing in your ears.
Oh, yeah, the 10 hit points. I forgot of that.
Such good
I
friends.
think those might have been spent already. I'm not sure, but either way.
Yeah, I think they're long gone.
Either way, Cass, you see all this happen. What do you do?
Gosh. How on fire does it look right now?
Oh, that's a good point. Aldrin needs to take fire damage.
On a scale of 1
Two.
to 1 to
Yeah, between
on
1
fire.
to 10, it's a 2 apparently. I just rolled a d10.
Okay.
That's how much fire damage Aldrin took, so you know.
It's on fire like a peasant.
Accurate.
Wow.
Yeah, Trogdor's the final boss. That we all knew that, right? Going in?
This guy
That
kind of looks like Trogdor,
They
honestly.
kind of do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cass, it's on fire.
Yeah, I think she's like, ah, damn it, and then she's gonna run up to it, and I'm in range to like run up to it. I imagine.
Yeah. You certainly
And-
have the range to run up to it. You were not within the 20 feet previously described, but you could close the distance without spending a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I am going to, I'm gonna try and backstab it.
Backstab's really strong. Yeah, go for it. It seems good. You have an ample opportunity. It is beset on all sides.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and I think I'm gonna try and see if it has any kind of like core or anything like that in its squishiness, and see if I can go for that. And it's a hunch, but which may not
Great.
yeah, but we'll see. I guess it depends on how I roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit with my short sword and my offhand short sword, right?
Great. You need to roll them individually because you
Yeah.
have to decide if you want to use your backstab before you roll the second hit. And the reason for this is because your backstab will get doubled if you crit. But if you miss with your second attack, you don't get it at all. So you got to commit now.
Wait. Can you? I'm not sure if I understand.
If you want to apply backstab to your first hit as 24, a very good hit,
Yeah.
you'll get bonus. You'll backstab damage. If you choose to wait until your second attack, you might be able to crit, in which case you'd get double backstab damage. But you also might miss.
I will. Yeah. I'll save it for the second one.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah.
You crit.
Okay.
You do because Fairy Fire is still in effect. Holy crap!
Oh damn.
Go bigger. Go
Nice.
home.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. How much is your backstab damage?
Is 2d6.
All right. So roll the first short sword's damage by clicking on it. It'll just have click on the short sword. Yep, 9 damage.
Holy moly.
Pierces into it. You make another one of those. Maybe you even continue the wound that the other mouse started.
Do we find the core?
Pardon?
Do I find the core? Maybe.
I must have missed this when you said it. You stab into it. I don't think it's just like.
Does she find the yellow dot that you fire at? To like. Does she find the convenient weak point?
The
Yeah.
eyeball, you know.
Fair enough.
Well, I think like I don't know, like there's
Take
The
the
dead
heart.
space yellow touch blob or the like glowing rune.
Please continue, B.
yeah. I don't know. I just imagine like if there's a gooey thing, there has to be like some kind of solid part of it that's like telling it what to do. And that's like how monsters work.
Sure.
But yeah,
You stab into it, I don't think any.
I mean, that's how I
You
work.
could like dig around in this mess of molten flesh at one point if you wish, but now is not the time. You're just stabbing to kill.
Yeah.
Stabbing in 9 damage. Stab again. This time, you can click on short sword offhand, and I believe it will give you 2 results. It did not give you 2 results.
Oh.
Oh no. Well, click it again, I guess, because you're getting double damage. And then I want you to also roll an additional
2d6 twice.
46.
Okay, so I'll hit the 2d6 button twice.
What?
Oh, well, I have a 2d6 button.
Do you?
Yeah, that's this.
Oh, great. You have sneak attack. Sweet. I didn't realize you had that programmed in. Excellent. Great. Yeah, hit that twice.
Okay, so that's another 16.
All right. So, in addition to the first 9 damage you did an additional 9 plus an additional 16.
So that's sounds like 25 plus 9 is 34 total.
Yeah. As you rush in towards it and you stab in, you are peeling the skin, tearing it apart as your short swords cut up through it. And at a certain point, you just like pass the threshold and the light goes out in the eyes of all the heads and they just drop like it's some kind of robot that lost power. They just slump to the ground. You feel the fluids of this creature just pouring out around you into the water and being, brought down the river. And the
That's
entire
just
thing just kind of like falls onto you and starts to like fall apart and slough into pieces. The main like mass of it still exists.
Can I do
it's
like
not deteriorating, but it is.
So I want to imagine that like I did like a run into it and then like I went straight through into like kind of a combat roll out the other side kind of thing.
You're gonna go through its body and like into its like guts and stuff and out the other side, or do you mean
Yeah.
like along its side and cutting it as you go?
No, through its guts and out the other side.
Okay, I think that works, and here's why. As you land the death blow,
Because it's cool. That's what.
it
Yeah.
starts to vomit forth that acid we saw before. This time, it's like a hose that's just going up in the air, and it just sprays everywhere. You
Oh, if
Cass,
it's thrown up, I'm
get
gonna
the
throw
worst
up.
of it
Oh.
as you dodge through its guts, and you feel them burn around you. I'm not going to give you extra damage for that or anything, but everybody around, which would be Cass, Winston, Aldrin, and Warren, are you close enough? You might not be.
I jumped
left.
10 and then ran another 15
Yeah,
or so.
no, you're safe. So it's just gonna be the 3 of you.
I am throwing up because that's gross.
Very good. I appreciate you throwing up. I need some dex saves throws from everyone. This one's gonna be Aldrin's roll. Okay, Aldrin rolled a 9. I think they're gonna get hit really hard and maybe die. Cass, 24. Maybe the guts actually were helpful in that the acid is coming out of it, and they're actually fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how biology works, especially magi biology.
Yeah.
And Winston, I need a roll from Winston.
Yeah, so dexterity.
Ooh, nat 20, but minus
Nice.
1. You have a surprising victory here. Not because of your own dexterity, but because of dumb luck. The acid just does not hit you.
That's the best kind of
It
saves.
just, you're standing there as the acid just rains down around everyone, and it just like splashes into puddles next to you, but doesn't hit you personally.
Yeah. I guess for me, like I'm like covered in like a organ, so it doesn't hit me. I accidentally use the umbrella basically.
Well, I should say,
Oh, you
those
use
of
its
you,
own insides as an umbrella.
yeah,
Oh,
those
that's
of you who
disgusting.
saved are still going to take some damage, just not the full brunt of the damage. As those puddles like
Okay.
splash next to you, Winston, they like spit back at you, splash up, and hit you in the legs. Everyone who successfully saved, which would be everyone except for Aldrin, is going to take 9 acid damage as it burns at you. Aldrin, however, takes the full brunt. It was basically on top of it, got a face full of this acid, and has fallen to the ground next to this thing as the Hydra itself collapses the other direction into the river. You can see Aldrin is just covered in this acid and is just burning at their skin and flesh and feathers. What do? Everyone can act.
Cass is like feeling triumphant and sees Aldrin. It's like, oh, that's Aldrin, and has like and I think she tries like take off her the outside the cloak try and grab you might
I knew it. I knew I should have.
try and wipe it off, I guess.
Sure, yeah. You run in there, you pull out your cloak, start to wipe the acid away. It starts to eat at your cloak as you do. Who else? Anybody else want to do anything?
I'm gonna try to throw a healing word at the mouse that got eviscerated.
Oh yeah, they're still there. They're lying on the ground there, the back, the arm torn from their side, hole through their leg. They don't
If
look...
they're still alive, I'll give them some healing.
I'm not going to tell you if they're alive or not unless you want to take the
Okay,
time.
I'm still doing it regardless.
Yeah, good. That's what I want to hear from
I'll
you, right?
lean over and be like,
I don't want the magic
a field
PCs
mouse
know if people are
bop
alive
them
or
on the
not
head.
sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just singing the healing song, and I'm like, I am touching it, trying to bring him back, but I'm like, it's healing word, but I'm saying, scooping up the field mouse, popping him on the head. Come on, wake up.
They cough blood and then blink at you.
Okay. You're stupid.
Yeah,
Brave,
maybe.
but stupid. And I'll help
You
it up.
see them look over at their arm on the ground next to them. Look down at
You
their
didn't
leg,
need that.
and I think they just pass out.
Yeah. And I did it roll? Did it finally roll? No, it's still rolling.
Yeah, I don't care how much health it is. It's superficial at this point. They're going to pass out anyway.
Fair
the
enough.
fact that you healed them at all is what matters in that situation. They would have died otherwise. But Aldrin, Cass, you started wiping the acid off of them. I mean, I'm just going to go through the list in initiative order in that case. Flynn, do you have a response? You don't have to. Just asking.
How far away from the river is Aldrin right now?
I'll just on the bank of the river, right? This thing was basically in the river, right?
Right.
And it has the Hydra has collapsed into it. It is not dissolving or anything, but its guts are leaking into the river, very noticeably.
What? Okay. Well, swallowing my bile. I'm gonna run forward and try and help Cass, and maybe I'm like, Cass, let's drag him to the river and see if we can wash some of this away.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Aldrin is letting out desperate, squawks, not really making words. Puddles, do you have any response?
You mean to it dying, right?
To it dying, to
To it exploding and all that.
Aldrin getting covered in acid, just narratively responding as a person. Yeah.
Right. I guess I'm gonna come up and try to see that things are okay, even though they're not. It's just very sad. Everyone, I guess, let's see how Aldrin's doing, because it looks like the mouse is being tended to. The other mouse left, right?
Yeah, you probably can't see them at this point. The boat has gone down the river.
I'm gonna try to. Is Aldrin conscious?
You can see them sort of letting out sort of random squawks, not really making words, but they have been dragged, and they're not like lifting their own body, right? They're being dragged to the river. You can see acid still burning them, but most of it has been wiped away.
I was gonna help wash them off.
Great. Yeah, we see you lumber over and start to assist in that. Winston, do you have any actions?
I want to help with the moving the body as well, since I'm probably the biggest one. So I'm just helping them.
Okay. So everyone, except for Warren, moves to help Aldrin. Aldrin's brought to the river. The acid is washed away. And while you all can see these like deep acid burns that do not look like they're going to heal, they're going to leave scars. You think that he's going to live. But
once I'm done
unsure
with the
how long.
mouse,
Is anybody proficient
I would
in
also
medicine?
go to help.
Yeah. Is anyone proficient in medicine? Because it's the sort of thing that might get infected if you didn't know how to properly see the wound.
Dang. That would have been nice.
They're burns, you say, right?
Yep. Acid burns.
Yeah, I have medicine. Do I have a? I don't know that I have. I have an herbalism kit. I don't know that I have like a first aid kit per se.
Yeah. I mean, if you think that herbs would be useful here, but probably not. Like, you could make like an oint. I don't know. I mean, that's
actually,
a
I think
question.
herbalism kit. That's actually almost exactly what it's for, right? Like a
Get some aloe vera
salve?
in there.
Yeah. I'll make up a salve.
Would that
Actually, do I have any? We talked about this before. Just on the flavor of like my profession. Would I have some stuff?
You do have things on you. That is true. You have an arbitrary amount of mostly not actually real medicine.
I mean, I feel like I mentioned like having like some real stuff.
True.
Eh.
Let me get back to you in a second. Warren, as you like sort of get the mouse awake, and then you said you're gonna go and help with the with all.
Yeah, I'll go check on Aldrin. And if
before
it looks
you
like
do,
it would help.
Before you do,
okay.
You see the mouse like with the one arm attached to their body, reach out towards those the two bottles that were dropped by the other mouse. Grab one, pop the cork with their teeth, and drink it.
Okay.
I said they passed out. I'm changing that. Sorry.
That's okay.
They did that first.
They're
before
reaching.
passing out.
I'll assist the mouse as it's doing that, and I'll call over to the others and be like, "How's Aldrin?"
He's a little burned, but she'll be okay.
Yeah, actually, Puddles, do you want to make me a check for that? Really, herbalism is more
Sure.
like taking the time to make a thing as opposed to the application of it, but I'm fine with it. It seems good.
Well, herbalism isn't a skill,
Yeah,
but I have an herbalism kit.
yes.
No.
Well, so herbalism technically, it's not a skill, it is a tool, but it's still a proficient check that you can make if you know herbalism.
Yeah, but it would be a medicine check, not an herbalism check, right?
No, it would be an herbalism check. Otherwise, you could just make a medicine check, but like the question isn't. I mean, if the question is, "Hey, I want to apply this like herbal remedy I made, this salve I made," then it's about the salve, so it's the herbalism check. If it's about like how well do I, clean and wrap the wound, then that would be a medicine check.
Okay, I'll just make a medicine check. I was just checking if I had the tools. I think
Most
That's all.
often, as character creation, you have the skill but not the tools, usually.
Well, I
Or
just
the
noticed I could use the
tools or the
herbalism
skill?
tools to like do
You
some
might-
medicine.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. That's a nat 1 right there, my friend.
Woof.
Fairy fire.
They were missed by the fairy fire spell, unfortunately.
It's still glowing though, right? It's nearby.
Well, I mean, I don't think it is. The fairy fire is a mysterious magical spell that goes away when they die.
It is concentration, and it goes on objects too.
It does
so
go on objects,
I would
that's
say it's
true.
actually still going.
Yeah, sure, but it's not going to affect Aldrin. Aldrin never got hit by it.
No.
Also, it's like doesn't do anything for it. It only works for attacks, right?
Yeah, well, technically.
Oh yeah. I like the attempt.
Anyway, Darcy, where did you fall on like me having like some stuff that would be helpful?
Make me a charisma flat check and get over
All
a
right.
13.
Darn.
You look at what you have on hand. You did specifically say that you like grabbed a couple things, but I don't think you defined what they were. So you're like looking through what you have, and it's like, this is like useful medicine. This is like useful stuff for going on the trip. You weren't expecting acid burns.
Yeah, that's not a thing you really. That's it's like stuff for cuts and scrapes, not really for like.
Puddles, are you attempting to wrap the wound and like clean it, or are you attempting to apply like a salve that you prepared earlier?
Here's one I prepared.
I can make an herbalism kit check as well, but
No, I want to use this medicine roll. I'm just asking what it was so I can describe what happens to you.
Well, I'm okay. Yeah, both of those things. Both those things happen. I'm washing the wound and then
So all of you have brought
preparing a
Aldrin to the
salve
side.
and then
You have
applying
washed
the
off
salve
the
and wrapping it
acid.
with bandages.
You are seeing the burns left there on their body. And I think you look at it and you go, I don't know if this is different than like a normal burn or like a different kind of open wound. You're not sure if what you want to do is the correct action. Would you like to follow through with those actions, or do you do nothing?
Why am I not sure?
Because it's an acid burn.
I think that's the right thing to do for an acid burn. So I'll do that.
Okay. Describe it to me.
No, I'm not. I have none of. No, that is not a concern.
Okay. So you wrap the wound so that it won't get infected?
Yeah. So I wash off the acid and then I apply a salve to prevent infection. And then wrap it.
You do a salve?
Yeah, there's a salve and a washing salve and then bandage.
I think you find that the salve is not like good. I'm not gonna say you like go to put you don't notice and you put it on or something. You open your supply of salve and it's like, oh, something's gone wrong. I don't know if that kind of salve can go bad, but whatever happened to it, maybe.
Maybe my pack got.
You can't
or
use that
something.
salve. Yeah. But
Okay.
you can try to wrap the wound with what you have, so that it doesn't get infected or anything else.
Okay, maybe I'll try and make a new salve next time we rest.
Yeah, next time we rest. Okay. Aldrin, I think, has passed out because it's so much easier to have people pass out from pain instead of trying to actually describe them in horrible pain. I don't want to roleplay that. Sorry.
Yeah, fair.
And it is the lot of you there, 2 unconscious friends, and a Hydra dead in the river. Also, Jiraga's next, nearby. They're tied up.
Oh, I might.
Please.
Yeah, I might. I might shuffle off while people are once I realize I don't have anything to help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shuffle off while they're doing it and like kind of see make sure Draga still hasn't like managed to get loose.
Does your sleep spell have a duration, or does it just last till they naturally wake up, or how does this work? I don't remember.
Let me
It's
take a look.
duration. I think it's like a minute. which, depending on time. I think you're going to get back at the point where they're still asleep, but you have a suspicion they might be starting to rouse. If you want to do something before they wake up.
Well, actually, I should have woken up when they took damage, but
Did they take damage?
When they fell.
Since then.
I don't think since then.
Yeah.
They were behind the tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've taken into account.
Oh yeah.
You reach them. What do you want to do?
So I think there's like a moment where I was like, I might want. Can I carry them?
They are a body. Bodies are
Yeah.
pretty heavy. It would be work, but you could do it.
I guess I might try while people are. I might try and disappear with them. I guess.
You're just gonna try and lift them up and walk out.
Uh,
That's a bold.
no,
That's bold.
no, yeah, no, you're right. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you look back at the rest of the group. Does anyone notice?
Yeah, no, Flynn is definitely still paying attention to the whole Jiraga situation out of the corner of his eye. So if Cass tried to lift them up and walk away.
Yeah. Also, it's like that'd be very slow and like
Cass,
slow spin, yeah.
you look over.
Sorry,
Make a
yeah,
perception
Cass.
check.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good point.
No one's looking over at you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
perception.
everyone's attention is on Aldrin. With the 14,
I got
with the 14, you can see that Flynn is keeping an eye out of the corner of their eye. Their head's not turned, but you can tell that they're keeping an eye.
Yeah.
Okay, do as you will.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to. Yeah. I guess I'm going to. I don't know. I guess. Really, I only came back here to make sure that. To make sure that like the situation is contained.
Sure. You go back. You keep an eye on them. You stand there. You look back over at everyone else. How are you feeling? Just about all of this. This is all. A lot happened very fast.
Yeah. I feel like I should not be so foolish about. I should not be putting myself in danger like I just did it when there's more important things I should be worrying about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone else. Aldrin has been tended to. You think you've done the best you can for the certain situation. The mouse is maimed. They seem to be stable.
I want to try and retouch
you
your
went
arm.
and you looked at them because yes, they're alive. They coughed up blood. They blinked. Probably if you went and looked at the literal wound they had when they'd first just received healing. I don't know if you inspected the wound, Warren. But if you look back now, I think you see that it's knit closed.
Okay.
Both on their arm and on their leg. But they are unconscious. Puddles, what were you saying?
I want to try and reattach their arm.
Oh. Okay. How do you go about doing that?
I cast mending.
That fails. It fails super hard, and you feel embarrassed. It's an
I
interesting
When you
appreciate
point.
tell me how I feel.
It's an interesting point. As much as I have been being very loose, so I appreciate you trying, because I would rather you try than not try when something cool could have happened. You take the arm, you bring it up, you start to utter the I don't know, what does your mending look like?
What does my mending look like?
What's your mending look like? When you cast the spell, what does that look like? What do you do with your 2 lodestones, according to this description?
Yeah, you need 2 lodestones. That's right.
Put one on either side of the tear.
I do have a component pouch, so I can take those out and do that. Yeah, so you kind of curiously pick up the objects, which in this case is an arm and the rest of a body. Just a little bit, this time more reverently than I typically would. I kind of like fit it into place.
I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration dice.
Nice.
I appreciate that, Todd. I want to know what you're doing.
I
because
put my hand on your shoulder,
I was
I'm
going to
like-
make a skill check for this. That is what I was about to do, so...
I don't
good
know
call.
what the heck you're doing, but I want you to do it real good.
Yeah.
Puddles, you really want to do well. Make me an Arcana check.
Yes, I put them together, and I put the lodestones on either side, and I blow just a little bit until the lodestones get a little bit bumped by my breathing and snap together, and hopefully the tear will also snap together at the same time.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check.
There we go.
You get a
Double
D-
17.
D6 as well from me.
Focused on how to do this, and
Also a D6. you
there's
said?
something that's
Yeah, you can
not
add a D6.
quite working. You know there's something just barely off.
Could I throw
The
my last
inspiration's not
healing
enough.
word at it?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. You needed a 20, and that D6 could have been enough, but it wasn't. You look down as the magic doesn't take root. It just it's the body rejects the magic.
Can it like attach but not work?
I was considering that, but I feel like that feels like a nat 1. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's probably worse.
Yeah, you're right. It's
I
probably
pat the mouse
worse.
on the arm or on the shoulder, and I'm like, "It's okay. Chicks dig scars. It's all good."
Well, they're unconscious. We are about to end. I realize we're at 10, and I was going over because we didn't start exactly at 8. But yeah, you all have Aldrin. You're all together. You're by this corpse. You're next to not a corpse, luckily. The last thing I will leave you with is
Wait.
yes.
There might be another thing. Does inspiration apply to that 1d6?
No, it does not. But also, where do you keep getting inspiration from? I have never given you inspiration.
Hey, bardic inspiration. You just gave it to me.
No,
That
that is
was
the
the
1d6.
D6.
It's not the same as GM inspiration. That's
Oh.
even. GM inspiration is you have convinced the god of the DM to be on your side. It's more potent than bardic magic.
Well, kind of. I don't know. I think bardic inspiration is generally better.
I could have sworn bardic inspiration gives you inspiration.
That sounds
It
like a
used to,
home
didn't
rule
it?
that sounds like a
Ma-
home rule that you played with.
Was that a beta rule?
Maybe.
I did play
might
the
have
beta
been.
of this game.
That's possible. That's possible.
The beta was busted, and it was the best version of D&D ever. You could run around with 2 spiked shields, and you have like
That's
AC of like
true.
20 and effectively double wielding daggers. It was the best.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that's a little broken.
Because yeah,
As-
both shield bonuses stacked, and they still just counted as daggers. So yeah. Anyway, it was good.
Pretty intense. What I'm going to leave you with is standing over this mouse, who I have trying very hard to not accidentally name because I know their name, and you don't. And just looking down at them, Aldrin nearby also looking down at them as they lie there unconscious, and you see a singular bottle, little round bottle, on the bank next to them, as well as an empty one still in their hand. And we'll close there.
Whew, that was intense.
It was intense. I did
Yeah,
not
good fight.
expect the fight to be the entire session. I'm partially sorry,
2
but also
sessions.
I really enjoyed the end card. I feel like it wasn't just fight. Sometimes we say all we did was fight, and well, you got a couple extra scenes afterwards. I feel pretty good about it.
Absolutely.
I hope everyone had a good
Well,
time.
and it's
Yeah.
different if people are narrating the fight more than
It's true.
I hit.
I do
this much damage.
I belabor fights because I'm like, okay, cool. Let's have a flashback about when you learned that spell in the middle of this fight.
Yeah, that's good flavor.
Yeah. Well, hope everyone had a good time.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I think that can make the fight more interesting, but also can make the fight drag
Absolutely.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, honestly, I wasn't.
I
really,
prefer it to nothing.
I was not
to the dry
100%
fights,
sure
for
if this was a fight you would win. That creature had over 100 hit points, and if you hadn't locked it down so much, yeah, I mean it could have taken you out. So I'm impressed. That was
Well,
definitely one of those
it did kill me twice.
Yes, that's true. Speaking of which, do you have your other mirror image still with you? How long does that last?
Oh
you
yeah,
think-
we're just hanging out.
Do you think that we could have ran?
Do I think you could have run? I don't know.
Yeah, like it seems like a fight that we it would have
I
taught
could
us if we
always
tried to
run.
run.
Yeah, I didn't. So when I designed the fight, it was not like this is a fight and the PCs are going to win. This is how they're going to do it. It was just like I'm going to put it here, and I want to see what you do. You know, and the fact that you found Jiraga is a big deal to me because Jiraga was just going to watch you fight this thing. That was the original plan.
Yeah, good job. I think it was Flynn, right?
Yeah.
Found.
Yeah.
Always check the trees. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, things seem to like to be in them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so much space up there. So. You
It
can
is
decide.
a well-used dimension.
Yeah, you got to use that. That third dimension is important. So,
Okay,
you
I'm
watched
gonna
some
go for
stuff-
sticking around to chat for a minute, but I will be back in a few minutes.
I'm cutting it. We're gonna.
Oh, yeah, we gotta go.
We're shipping
Shut up.
this. So good night, everyone watching, if anyone is. But yes, next time you have
And listening after the fact.
these situations to
Mhm.
I leave you with Jiraga and this mouse and the corpse and Aldrin. Have a good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Good night. Thanks for the game.